Alrighty, hello everybody, welcome back. So, first thing on the list today, I need to wrap up the props for these consoles and servers and stuff. All the dials and displays and everything. Gotta get it all set up. Hopefully programmed in so it'll just work. Now, let's take a look. Engine, models, props, and this will be, I think this is safe room still, right? Or no, we put it in a bunker electric. What are we doing here? This is opening the blend file. Yes, this wouldn't be in the engine then. Assets, models, props, bunker generic. Nope, I think this is safe room. Also nope. Electric. Oh, miscellaneous consoles. There we go. Okay. So, all of this stuff here, this is what we're going to be unwrapping. What the heck is that? Interesting. Let's join this. I think we should convert to mesh. Ooh, okay. Interesting. I can't really join it, and while it's parented, probably. Let's do Alt-P, clear parent with transforms, join. Oh, right, this is, that's not geometry. There we go. Okay. Convert to mesh, join. Convert to mesh, join. This is already joined. And that is already joined. Okay. Cool. There we go. Okay. Nice. Panels. Okay, good. So, take all of this. Believe this should be good. Apply scale. Apply rotation. As a matter of fact, I think it might be a wise idea to do this, because we're going to be slapping them sideways. So these things should probably exist sideways. Whew, okay. Okay, one more time. Apply rotation, apply scale. And now, well, now we're gonna do unwrapping. Maybe smart TV projection. Yeah, okay. Sure. Oh, 67% efficiency, 68% efficiency. Cool. All right. I think that'll be just fine. We'll just use triplanar mapping on these things. Alrighty, so Now we gotta export this. So let's go assets, textures, substance, and I think this is racks. Sure. So this would be miscellaneous console IO. Make sure it's selections only. Okay. Hopefully everything is the right way up and not inside out. Dreadtail, assets, textures, substance. Mm-hmm. And beautiful. Okay. Gonna bake mesh maps, 2K, just in case. Just so we have more than enough to work with. And yeah. I think those faces are inside out. And also, if we're baking, yeah, everything in here is pretty much one same mesh, but we're gonna make safe occlusion only for objects that have the same name. And probably same thing with this, which we don't actually have a high poly mesh here, so that's fine. I do need to go here, however. Recalculate from the outside. I think that's the only one that really needs it. Okay. Return to paint mode and re-import mesh. Okay, so that should make these things. Right, almost. We just need to make sure that we rebake the textures. And we should be good. Mm-hmm. Cool. All right. Let's start with, what is this? Vertical dial. Oh, geez, Christ. Okay. Gotta give this names. This is a circle dial. Monitor. Handle. Switch lights. Switch lights only. Keypad. Knob. Monitor small. Bulb. Button. I think it's just button is okay. Okay. So this is indicator square. The heck is this? Half dial. Switchboard. Vertical display. Okay. Panel mid. Panel short. Panel long. Okay. Let's get that exported one more time. There we go. So now we have it. Oh, what's this? That is something on the monitor. There we go. One more time. Reimport mesh. All right. So, exclude all. I'm going to start with this one. It's the vertical dial. Okay, I'm going to apply gun edges. Okay, that's a bit much. Okay. Maybe we're not going to have color here. Maybe it's just all roughness and metallic. Okay, that's cool and all, but I think the scratches are just too strong. Actually, I think we might be able to up the scale of the texture. Make that quite a bit smaller. Yeah, okay. So we do this. The flint. Good day. How are you doing today? Maybe it's because the objects are really small. Or maybe because ambient occlusion didn't get baked. Because I told it to only do occlusion with the same name. But maybe it requires a high poly mesh. No? No, not really. Okay, that's fine. Let's go here. Paper. Nice. Let's get that in. Black mask. We're going to make sure that it only applies itself well now. There we go. How are you doing? I'm doing all right. You know, work is work. Moving along. Okay. That triplanar mapping is interesting. Or UV mapping. There we go. That's what I need. Okay, hardness. Cool. I do need to dial it back, though. Nice. Okay, and then we also need to give it a bit of a yellowish color. Could do a fill. Nice, nice aged yellow. Mm-hmm. And then we're gonna do a layer of dirt. This is dust occlusion. Nice. Actually don't know English very well. Well, fooled me so far. This is pretty good. Okay, I also think I'm gonna dial down the brightness of these scratches. We don't want them to attract too much attention. Hey. See everybody's piling in. Nice. Yeah. Perfect. That's what I want. Okay. Cool. Oh, not cool. Hold on a sec. There we go. Okay. Let's get this saved. Detail, assets, textures. There we go. Rack dials. Perfect. All right. So hopefully this isn't going to take too long. I think the process is fairly straightforward everywhere. Okay. We don't want anything besides this one. Hmm. Ooh, that is very strong. Yeah, let's look a bit better. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's cool. We'll need paper here as well. Yeah, UV projection is fine. What do we do? Filter. What are you doing today? I want to wrap up the props, console props, and all of the supporting geometry for that. These are all the different little buttons, dials, and outputs and arrays for these guys, right? And they're supposed to be randomly distributed. So I want to get those finished, textured in place. Maybe if I do this quickly enough, also program the random placement, which it's not really going to be super random. It's more along the lines of several predetermined um, arrangements, and then we'll just choose randomly between them. Man, it is getting hot. There we go. How I'm doing? I'd say I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking. What about you? How's the daily grind? There we go. Helping you learning HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Nice. Yeah, go for it. The funny thing is that's actually how I learned my web dev stuff. When I was learning just programming for game dev, my dad actually ended up taking a government grant and then going to college. It's one of those like lower end colleges to learn programming because like nobody would give us money for our narrative design software development project. So we were kind of getting stuck on our own. We'd have to program it ourselves. So my dad went to college um, to learn programming, but he would have a lot of trouble with homework. So I would end up helping him do homework, and by proxy, that way, I ended up learning PHP, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and a little bit of ASP and C sharp for web dev and SQL databases. So my dad ended up paying. I'm the one who ended up learning. He hasn't memorized any of the stuff. It's very difficult at this age to like learn anything new. So yeah, I ended up doing kind of benefiting from that. Cool. Okay. So I think I'm gonna save normals. I'm gonna save normals for later. Cool. Do you have pet? Oh man, we had a bunny. He died like 2 weeks ago. That that bastard outlived pretty much all the pets of all the neighbors. That's dirty little bastard. Man, the kindest soul to ever bless this earth. Not a single bite out of that bunny. Not a single damn one. Never bit anybody. Anytime you'd scratch his butt, he'd return the favor tenfold in licks. So, yeah. Ah, man. I wanted to have a bunny also. Well, I mean, when you were young, I would imagine now you should be able to get it. Whereabouts are you, by the way? Those what's that language? Arabic that I'm looking at in your username? Just wondering. Dust plastic. Yeah. Hey, look at that. I'm not a total pleb. Nice. How did you know? Just kind of by looking at it. It was still more or less a guess. But it has that handwritten, squiggly nature to it. Okay, this is interesting. Hmm. Okay. Maybe we should just worry about this first. Hmm. I think it might be too bright. Oh, all right. Now let's get the screen, which I think we might actually have to do a subgroup here. Nice. Mm-hmm. And I think we should be able to get away with just having a single dirt layer on top of everything. Dust occlusion. Yes. Nice. Okay. That works. Save this up. This is monitor. Okay, I think this should be fairly straightforward. We're gonna go with a dark surrounding, metallic, kind of rough, and then this part, aluminum, aluminum, do 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 do, aluminum, do 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 do, aluminum. dust. Interesting. I was kind of expecting more of a deposit around the edges. The corners here. Okay, fair enough. That's fine. Handle. Cool. What's this gonna be? Switch light. Okay. Invert. Nice. Okay. Mm-hmm. Alrighty. I'm gonna apply this here. And black mask. And this is gonna be strictly applying itself to these pieces. Okay, we're gonna make sure that it replaces the height data. There we go. So it doesn't inherit it from the layers below. Whew, okay, that's way too broad. Edge dusty. That looks cool, but that's not what I need. Okay. You know what? I think we're just working with such a small resolution of image that all of these materials, all these generators are too big for it. Okay, let's try this, and we'll just dial it back. Sort of. Okay. Maybe we'll keep it simple. Hmm. I'm gonna have to do this. Okay, let's say this is like a seal, a rubber seal. So it's gonna be kind of brown, and then the bulbs. Mm-hmm. Okay, now the bulbs are going to be they're never gonna glow, they're just set pieces. I'm thinking that we should override the height data here as well. There we go. Nice. Okay, and one last. Actually, let's give him a different color. Yes. Cool. And then one last touch. Dust. Sure. That works. Okay, this one, I think it's actually more or less about the same. So maybe I can make it share. Actually, that alone looks pretty good. Hmm. Yeah, sure. That's fine. I want to double check if there's a way for us to increase the scale of the texture. Where do we go? We go up. 20. And then this one, same concept. Oh, well, that one doesn't do anything. Got it. Oh, no, it does something. Interesting. This looks more like it's been evenly crop dusted, to be honest. So I don't know. It looks literally the same. Okay, so maybe I'll just do this. I'll make it less noticeable, like this. Sure, that works. The handle, however, I feel like the even coating of dust isn't really what I'm looking for. Yeah. This isn't quite the effect I'm looking for, but it does look interesting. Let me try this. No color, old paint, and then it's going to be pretty rough. Okay, so I can see the roughness appear right there. And then, what is it? Balance? Yeah. Nice. So it's more like stains. Okay, now for the dust. Let's do this. Maybe no height. Sure. Alrighty. Let's move on to the next piece. What is this? This is switch. Switches. Okay. This is lights. Mm-hmm. Okay, these aren't really scratches, but sharp dirt does look really cool. So maybe I'll just get a quick drop in on this. Put sharp dirt in here, and then disable it. And then here we're gonna do the all reliable. Okay, that's cool. Although I think we need a secondary base color. Maybe something a little bit darker. And then more roughness. And then this is going to be something uniformal. Let's say what? No, not fibers. Rust. Sure. There we go. Actually, no. Paint old. Okay, and we'll just dial down or dial up the balance. Yeah, okay. It's there. Okay, so that's cool. Let's get the seals. Okay, that's good. And we're going to replace... actually, we need to replace the height data. Nice. Beautiful. The dust would have to be above. Actually, it's not that kind of dust, so we're going to put it back. We'll probably have another dust layer here. Bulbs. Black mask. Okay, is this sufficient? Yeah, seems like it. Nice. And then dust occlusion. Something I noticed when I was playing through Tarkov, I noticed that the game really heavily leans in on ambient occlusion. Like, like, ugh, it just punches you in the face. Ambient occlusion on everything. They also seem to use this really interesting effect. They have a dark ambient occlusion outline around the player weapons, so they always pop in front of the background. I'm pretty sure those are the visual goodies that you get when you're working with Unity, you know. But yeah, they really lean on the effect. Okay, so lights is good. Save it. Let's make another one. Keypad. Who's in the chat right now? Who's still has me in the background? Give me a quick notice, because I wanna share something with you. lurking. Nice. So here's something wild. We have found properties on in Belarus that go for about $3,000 to $5,000, and it's like I think it's like what 2 acres, 3 acres, um, loosely converting, and it does have like old buildings on it, but they're like really old wooden log cabins, but it's near water. It's near a lake. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, man, 3 grand, really? that's that's it. And here's another interesting thing. In Belarus, apparently, no property tax. There's no such thing as a property tax. You buy, you own it. That's it. Sounds like a steal. Yeah, and apparently Belarus is just littered with these properties because there's a lot of people who are they want to live in the cities, right? But what you have to understand is there's you might have seen this. There's a misconception or misinterpretation of distances in European countries versus North America, because you can cover the entire Belarusian country from one end to another within like 2 hours. The cross country trip is a 2 hour endeavor. You could be driving through Ontario for 2 hours, just still be in Ontario. So for me, having driven, massive lengths just to get to another city to pick up some stuff, that's like a 15-20 minute drive from Central City. That's nothing. That is absolutely nothing. So there's all these properties you can find that are out in the rural areas that the puny European brain, which ironically I know, cannot comprehend how that could by anybody be considered short distance of a drive. But yeah, it's 15 minute uh, of a drive, and then you're there. That's nuts, man. So yeah, I'm just kind of thinking here. It's like, how much would it be to just take all my shit and pack it up into a shipping container and you know, just see what it's like there. I mean, honestly, if anything, I could probably and that is only in the question if something happens to this house. I could probably rent what is it, like a storage unit? Pack all my stuff in the storage unit and you know, try it out over there for a little while. So yeah, wild stuff, man. Like that's as just thinking from the perspective of safety net, just in case, have something. Yeah, that could totally be a route to go. If only the neighbors weren't so rowdy. Strongly consider things go sideways in the West. Yeah, that's honestly kind of what I'm looking at. The only thing is I have to renew my passport. Um, but because of because some political people decided to throw a coup in Belarus in 2020 and miserably failed at it by the looks of it. Um, the Belarusian government basically says, okay, well, if you have to renew your passport, you have to be on site. And of course, they're doing that so that they can catch anybody who's been participating in the potential uprising, potential coup. And yeah, just go, Pokemon style. You gotta catch them all. Oh man. Yeah, so they're like, you gotta come in physically and renew your passport, and if you happen to match any of our database records, I mean, I'd be safe. I've been in Canada for God knows how many years now. Pretty much almost running up to 2 decades now. But yeah, you should renew yours. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. People who complain how bad things are getting in their country, have some safety nets. Why not? Take your like what? Save up a couple of $1,000 and literally buy a property in a European country just in case. And just have that as a safety net. Because you never know what the hell's gonna happen next. Man, these edges are not looking like they're correctly calculated. I don't know what's happening here. Let me double check this. Maybe it's the dilation width. Low poly mesh is high poly mesh. Sure. Is that gonna be any different? Nope. Literally the same. Okay. Fine. I'm just gonna put a group. Is the Adobe Substance free? Nope. But it's worth every penny. I mean, having the word Adobe in front of it should probably be a dead giveaway on whether or not it's free. $199 US on Steam. Yeah, they did a price increase. I guess they finally deemed the features they've added to be worth the price hike. But if you buy it on Steam, you get to own it forever. Unlike, if you go through Adobe Cloud, you get sodomized every month. I think one of my students took a look at the pricing, and I think you actually end up paying more if you rent Adobe for the Substance suite for a year, as opposed to actually buying it. Subscription model sucks. Yeah, no kidding. How's everybody feeling about Microsoft adding AI training stuff in the background of Windows 11? Because yeah, that's what we want to do, right? With our workflow, we want to be training Microsoft shit. I draw the line at the captures that makes me select bicycles and crossroads, okay? That's as much AI training as I'm willing to do. for me, for me, Windows 10, and then most likely gonna be switching to Linux next. This seems like the route for me. Okay, not bad. So that's what, half of them? We can do panels right now. Panels are pretty much the same. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Oh. Staying on 10 until end of support, end of life. Consider Linux. Yeah, dude, like Microsoft can shove a fat one right up their EULA. Seriously. Okay, I think this works for the panels. Cool. Jeez. Okay, so we've got all these things to do. Okay. Here, let me take 5. I'll be right back. Alrighty. Oh, you know what? Should probably restart the video. Okay, now we're good. It would also help if I actually stopped recording as soon as I got off. But anyways, ooh, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? We've got only a few more pieces, and then we're good. Okay. Oh. Yeah, once again, we're dealing with really small details, really small objects. So the texturing, I wonder if there's some sort of a maybe world scale property in Substance that allows us to adjust how small these objects are or compensate for how small they are. Hmm. Yes, you definitely can exceed the limits. You can just type them in. Doesn't work on everything, but yes, that is an option. But it doesn't seem like it seems like no matter how much I crank up the scale of textures on these generators, it doesn't seem to actually accurately depict the edges. So I think the issue might be in the baked edge maps that are baked on the texture set settings, not the generators themselves. At least that's my speculation. Okay, well, I suppose that's fine. We'll work with it. Okay. Let's work on this big one. Switchboard. Select. Invert. Beautiful. Hmm. Okay, that's a start. Let's go for a rubber seal type deal here on these tubes. Mm-hmm. Yes, for a lot of these pieces, these are such small details that we can just get away with having predominantly just flat color on these things. On the, by the way, subject, trying to consolidate my work environment. Uh, the prospect of moving my game dev stuff downstairs in the basement and then kind of clearing out the corner in the music room, music space, and just having the game dev right beside it. First of all, it's basement. It's much cooler there, so the summer is going to be much more survivable. Uh, Second of all, it's going to be a lot closer to, well, quite literally just turn around and it's right there. The music stuff. So I would be able to say, oh, you know what? We did some modeling. Maybe now we can switch over to doing some, just write some music. Do that for a little while. It will be much, much easier when it's like right next to you. And then finally, here's, I think, the most interesting benefit. The computer that I'm using for music runs on a Ryzen 7, I think second generation, which is eons better than this Core i5 4590. So I might just be able to repurpose that computer to essentially become not repurpose, not entirely repurpose it, but essentially like take the operating system and offload it to, let's say, an SSD, and then have a drive caddy that allows me to have two 3.5 millimeter drives, and they can be physically decoupled. So I say, you know what, if I'm working on music, decouple the Gamedev drive, uh, slide in the music software drive, and then boot into that OS, and then that's it. We're writing music. And then if I want to do game dev, same thing. Turn off the computer, slide out the drive, slide in the drive with game dev stuff, and then it will be able to take advantage of the same hardware, which is, needless to say, quite a bit faster. This computer, I think I might be able to dedicate towards some sort of a NAS solution in that case. And yeah, that is essentially that might be a nice resolution. And I like having two separate hard drives rather than doing partitioning because, well, it's two separate hard drives, right? There's literally nothing connecting them together. So that is a possibility. The only thing that's in my way is the prospect of, if it doesn't work, I'll have to haul the whole thing back up. It's really the only thing that's holding me back. Okay. Cool. What do we got? 6 more things to do? Yeah. Okay. What is this? Monitor small. Mm-hmm. Oh, that doesn't seem right. What the heck? Hold on a second. Hmm. I'm gonna have to rebake this. Mm-hmm. And nice. Okay. Why is there a missing face in there? What the heck? How does this work? Okay. It's there. What? Substance? Are you stupid? Hold on a sec. What shit is this? Substance like, yo man, I don't feel like rendering that face. The hell with you. Okay. As long as you export it right, I suppose, that's fine. Okay. That's fine. That, however, is not fine. Sure. I'm starting to get so many layers that substances begin to chug a little. That's not good. Not much more to go. I know. Why do I have people and staff doing 3D modeling and yet here I am? It's fine. Everyone's busy. Everyone's busy. Besides, I made these models myself. And Antoine has a tendency to go, oh, well, this looks like an untextured model. Here, let me try this. I might as well remodel the whole thing while I'm at it. Okay. It's in the French accent, unless. Best I can do is. I've been replaying New Vegas, and it honestly kind of disappoints me that you can't convince House to keep the Brotherhood of Steel, because he basically calls them souped up, what is it, souped up tech Nazis. I don't remember what the technical term is, but it's like you go through all the trouble and then you gotta kill them all. Something interesting I realized is that if you take Veronica as a companion and do all the quests, finish all the quests, and she goes into exile. Spoilers, excuse me. Um, and then you swap companions. Um, and then you destroy the Brotherhood bunker. Then when you come back with Veronica, she's like, "Oh, I don't know if I can go in there. You know, I'm exiled." I'm like, "Do you not see the pillars of smoke coming out of all the vents? Clearly, you've not heard. You've not heard about the bird." So yeah, one thing that's a little disappointing with the older Fallouts is how little the characters comment on the affairs of let's say your actions when you finish like a major thing or when you walk into like a vault. Nothing, nothing out of any of the companions. And it's like, well, you don't find this interesting? You don't think this is a peculiar case? What about all these plant people that that have been trying to snatch our giblets for the past half an hour? What do you think about this, Arcade? Well, things could be better as long as we're not fighting for the Legion. Shut up, Arcade. Just taking a shower. It's been like an hour. Showers like a baptism every time. Still kicks ass. Oh yeah, no doubt about it. Absolutely fantastic. We're not gonna do normal stamps. That's fine. So I think we either don't have to do numberings on these labels, or we can just do them later. Oh man, you know the one thing that pisses me off about Fallout New Vegas? The one thing that just drives me nuts. The Poseidon Energy Euclid Seafinder is good for exactly one shot, and then it bugs out. If you ever had the distinct pleasure of using the Euclid Seafinder, hail laser on your enemies from the sky, man, what an amazing weapon to completely be broken. Because it's like every time you try to fire it after the first shot, or after like whatever causes the bug, it will do the laser targeting, and it's never gonna fire. There's no projectiles coming down, but now that laser targeting is stuck for the rest of the game, even if you save and load. It drives me nuts, man. Also, there's a bug that when you get the Euclid Seafinder from the kid running around the strip, I don't know what happens, but I think if you like close the game, maybe install it on a different computer, or like you haven't played in a while, you close it or uninstall it, reinstall it later on, you can then load up your old game, and you will still be able to run across that kid and get the Euclid Seafinder. So now you have two. But that's not the part that bugs it out. So yeah, that's what it is. How many programming languages did you learn? I mean, GML was for GameMaker, GDScript for Godot, C++ when I was working in Leadworks, and AppGameKit Basic also for AppGameKit, JavaScript for web dev stuff, PHP for services stuff, a little bit of Node.js, but that's just JavaScript on steroids. So, just learn them as they become needed. Python's a great language. You can do all sorts of cool stuff with it. Okay, this is bulb. God, it takes forever to load. Oh, there we go. That's an interesting way to unwrap it. I wonder if at some point the unwrapping algorithms will realize what a cylinder is and unwrap it properly. Good graphics in games comes from good models and textures. Yeah, I mean it's kind of it's kind of the 100% of what you need to get, graphics in 3D games. Not a whole lot of ways around it. Okay, this is definitely not gonna work. Can you make models in Adobe Substance? Substance is specifically made for texturing, right? It's a highly optimized tool that basically nailed the process of texture creation on 3D models. You'd want to use Blender, Maya, or 3D Max, or whatever other softwares are available there. But based on the budget, I suppose, Blender's probably going to be your way to go. Yeah, sure. Just a bit. Okay, we got 3 more. Come on. Dear God. I watch my computer crashes and the Substance project gets corrupted. How do you get the Eisenstadt name? Don't. It's too late, man. The wheels are now in motion. Okay. Eisenstadt is from German. It's called it's Steel City. Translates to Steel City or Iron City. I keep googling it and I get contradicting answers. Yeah, one or the other. And it's a fictional city from Wolfenstein 2016. But I think there is actually also a city in Austria called Eisenstadt. So the name just sounds really cool. So I'm like, okay, cool, let's go with that. And the concept boy was it was an idea for a YouTube channel that I had a long time ago when I was in college. The idea was kind of dumb. It was going to be me, like I was in college for concept art at that point. So the idea was, okay, I'm going to make concept art for the game ideas that I'm writing up, right? I did a lot of like writing, script writing as a kid, and I would basically take all the ideas that I've written up that were at the time worth exploring, and I would draw up a bunch of concept art, and I would make videos presenting the idea, like the game ideas, basically kind of like a pitch deck in video format, and yeah, and the videos would be like pitches for video game ideas that I was gonna be making at some point, and those would be the videos that would get exposed to the public, and then if people like the ideas, those are the projects I would work on. That was the concept. No pun intended. What is your favorite series? Series? Why don't you ask what my mother's maiden name is, or the name of the first pet, or the name of the city I was born in? It was basically going by the book at this point. Squid Games. Do you live alone? Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Squid Game. Oh, TV series. Okay. So favorite TV series, I'd say Stargate SG-1 and Stargate Atlantis have a prominent top choice, and then Friends would be second. Like they're two different genres, of course. So they would be like the tops from from their respective genres. Okay, this is supposed to be dust, so we're gonna go cold. Okay, that's good, except we need to make this less rough. Watch a bunch of Korean stuff from time to time. Squid Game is really good. Man, I gotta say, I'm not finding a lot of mentally stimulating stuff on the American side. Like a lot of older stuff, older movies. Yeah, plenty to go around going into the 80s, but shit, man. Like right now, it's just experienced a lot of brain rot. This is actually why I started delving more into Soviet films. Um, Heart of a Dog. Um, Last performance of a something something piano. I don't quite remember the name. Translating it. Um, Solaris, Stalker. Man, like when I watch those movies, I actually feel like I'm experiencing culture. I cannot extend the same for modern cinema. But then again, like we're looking at really old movies, so Russian films aren't exactly holding up a staple nowadays. It's all just basically melodramas and chick flicks. Solaris was weird in just the way it presented the main mystery. On the American front, what do we got? Godfather, American Story. That's a nice one. Heart of Angel. Constantine was a nice movie. It's not in the same, you know, space or realm intellectually, but it was an enjoyable flick. One time he asked a man on stream what he did he eat for lunch. And the man on the stream's like, "All right, I'm gonna head out." Okay. So we got two more things. Come on. We can do this. Actually, think I might want to make this a little less noticeable. There we go. Buried alive. There are some like movies that basically all they do is they base themselves on one of the base instincts, and that's pretty much the narrative extension of them. And you're watching them because it's a situation, like you're locked in suspense because you're trying to figure out. Okay, you're observing how the character is gonna get out of the life and death predicament, but that's basically it. The movie doesn't really present or challenge anything intellectually. Did you hear about the mug cake? Oh boy. That better not be a D's nuts joke, buddy. Straight to jail. Oh, mug cake. Okay, mug cake. Got it. Um, Mug cake. I've seen it. The idea is repulsive. I think that's a what is it? Just a stone throw away from being a microwave dinner. You know, I try to keep my standards a little higher than mug cakes. I try at least. Doesn't always work out. You're gonna make now. Okay, well there you go. Good luck on your mug caking endeavors. Dear God, man, this is running so slow. It was never meant to run this many layers. Okay. Almost there. Hurry before it crashes. I'm working on it. I think I also need to get a new cooler. I might actually switch back to air coolers instead of the water and giant grill cooler. I don't know why, but it's the prospect of something leaking on the motherboard and graphics card is not exactly the most interesting, and the cooler in certain times when I boot up the computer, it actually sounds like an old tractor, just because the fan bearings are starting to go. God, this thing is old as shit. Okay, that works. Last one. Come on. Hold on. Yes, last one. Holy shit. Come on. You suck at shit. You can do it. I believe in you. Okay. I watch Windows is like, hey, it's time to update. You don't look like you're doing anything. Okay, rust ground, sure, whatever. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that could work out. Yeah, maybe not. Too uneven. Paint old. Mm-hmm. I think I'm just gonna duplicate this paper. In hindsight, maybe things like paper and metal plates could have been combined. But, yeah. It is what it is. Okay. It's looking decent. And I think that's it. Holy crap. Alright, save. Hurry. Export textures. Combined. I think 2K is okay. There's a lot of there's a lot of objects there. So, size 2K. Assets. This is not assets. This is engine. Textures. Substance. Safe room. Ah, now it's just here. Safe room rack components. And bam. We're safe. Okay. Now, past experiences have taught me that I might have to come back here. So I probably shouldn't close substance. But my computer is screaming for mercy, so I'm gonna do it. There we go. Okay. Perfect. So now, I need to export all of this. This obj, objects by parent. Limit to selected. Bunker electric. Okay, so this is rack components. Bam. 19 files. Okay. Okay, I would expect the loading bar to be here by now. Models, props. We'll put it into what? Electric? Bunker electric. These are the racks. So did I not export to the right location? Engine. That is correct. Engine models, props, bunker electric. Engine model. There you go. Okay, now we got it. Cool. Well, because everything here is basically just one same material, we should prep the material first. So we're gonna do what? Solo textures. Where is it? Yeah, substance. And then here, safe room, rack components. There we go. I gotta say, man, this sort of stuff drives me nuts. Like these sort of tasks. Very mundane, takes forever. Kinda drives me nuts. So, yeah. Glad it's over. I'm glad it's over. Yes, if there's one thing it is, it's over. What is it? Over. That's right. It is truly over. You know, I can't help but think, Doc. I think the large adventure we just had is now over. What is this? Do we need a folder? Probably not. Just save it here. Cool. So that's done. I pray that I'll be able to find it again. Materials, props, okay. So here we'll select that we want to use a material. Materials, props. Okay, nice. And then we're going to go back to the models, rack components. We're going to make just mesh 3D. We don't need collisions, don't need anything else. Just go here. Objects, props, bunker electric. Yes. Beautiful. You're back. The cupcake man is here. The mug cake. Okay, I think that's it. If we go to objects, props, bunker electric. What the? We have two. Bunker underscore electric. Bunker underscore generic. Oh. Well, actually, hold on. I don't think I actually converted anything. Objects, props, bunker electric. 0 converted, 1 skipped. Right. Because I deselected the mesh. $19 converted. Beautiful. Finish the models. Yes. Just in time too, because I'm starting to go nuts from this repetitive work. We are done. Okay. Oop. That does not look right. Oh, right. Height map. Dang it. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, cool. Looks like it's using the bounding box to figure out the edges of the object. So, yeah. Let's say this works. Why the word is written concept bay, but the channel's named concept boy? Well, because that's what it is. I am the concept boy. My harbor is the concept bay. And the Discord channel is the concept hub. Which thankfully I didn't call the website the concept hub because of certain other hub website. I don't think that's a association I'd rather work with. Nice. Now all of these panels and dials, we can actually reuse them in other places. So this isn't the only place where we can take advantage of these. Oh yes. There we go. Oh no. Hold on a second. Where's the spotlight? Yes. What's with the bias? Shadow. Beautiful. All right, so yeah, we're going to be looking at it from about this distance. I'd say that's a pretty good level of detail. If anything, we could probably go down to 1K, if anything. But yeah, now we got it. I am thinking maybe we would be able to automate it entirely. Let's say we have large objects. Let's take a look here. So we have small objects and we have large objects. And then we can say, okay, well, in place of a single point, we can either have 2 small objects or 1 large object. Oh man, that's actually more than enough props to create some very nice varieties. I might have gone a little over. Do you have free courses? No free courses. Gotta pay the bills. However, the website works on a membership basis, which means it's not like you buy one course and you just get that one course. It's just an all access pass. Nice. Oh man, this is pretty damn cool. We didn't do normal stamps, like rivets and screws and everything. We might want to come back at a later time and then add that stuff. Beautiful. Okay, well, there you go. 2 hours. I'd say that's pretty good. I gotta take a break and we'll come back at a later time. Cool beans. Alright, thanks fellas. Appreciate the company. We'll be back. Can make endless amounts of variations. Yeah, yeah, and I can reuse this stuff in other panels and whatnot, so I effectively don't have to worry about any more I/O, so to speak. That's cool. Have you ever used game engines other than Godot and GameMaker? When I was on the hunt for an appropriate 3D engine, I used Leadworks. That was pretty good. It is, by the looks of it, a very hyper-optimized engine. Nowhere near as many easy-to-use tools as Godot does, so you're going to be doing a lot of stuff in code. App GameKit was a very interesting engine to mess around with. If you're looking to make like some mini games and you don't mind some coding, you can use that. At some point my priorities changed from exploring interesting engines to just getting stuff done. That's when Godot, just fell into my lap, and it was just a perfect solution for that. Unreal, I've experimented with Unreal 4. My performance was absolute dog shit, and I hated Blueprints with every inch of my heart, because I had basic understanding of programming, but C++ was out of reach from my Leadworks experiments. Yeah, I think that's more or less it. Just kind of ended up landing on Godot, and it just works. So yeah, that's what it is. Okay, I gotta go. Nice talking to you, fellas. Thanks for the company. We'll continue in the next one, where maybe we'll program this, or we still have to do the main puzzle of the safe room, which, oh man, this looks awesome. Just took a look at it here. Damn, this looks cool. Right, man, I love like old tech. Yeah, there's supposed to be a puzzle where there's some plants that the player needs to hack down on the outside of these safe rooms, and they would be randomly positioned. So yeah, that's kind of the main goal, main process. So maybe that's what we'll do in the next one. Cool.